This is Brandon Lee with BetFirms.com here with your 2012 New Orleans Saints football predictions. The New Orleans Saints went 13-3 last season to win the NFC South division. After beating the Detroit Lions in a shootout in the Wildcard Round, the Saints were taken out by the San Francisco 49ers in a thrilling 36-32 showdown that saw the lead change several times in the last few minutes. It's been all downhill for New Orleans since. The commissioner's office was heavy on punishments stemming from the bounty hunting allegations. Head coach Sean Payton will miss all of 2012. GM Mickey Loomis has been suspended 8 games, assistant head coach Joe Vitt 6 games, and several defensive players have been suspended. Here is an overview of the team, as well as my prediction on where New Orleans finishes in the NFC South. New Orleans finished second in the league in scoring and first in total offense in 2011. While Drew Brees in the passing game got most of the credit, the running game was also very productive last year. The Saints rushed for 133 yards per game and 4.9 yards per carry. Brees broke Dan Marino's single-season passing record with 5,476 yards, a mark that will likely never be beaten. He also completed 71.2% of his passes with 46 touchdowns and 14 interceptions, earning the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year award. The Saints finally got him signed to a 5-year deal in early July, so at least that won't be a distraction heading into camp. The Saints have a three-headed monster at running back in Pierre Thomas, Mark Ingram, and Darren Sproles. Sproles may be the most underrated player in the entire NFL. He got 86 balls for 710 yards and 7 scores, while setting the NFL record for all-purpose yards in a single season thanks to his punt kick return ability. Top 3 pass catchers from last season all return in tight end Jimmy Graham, wideout Marcus Colston, and wideout Lance Moore. Robert Meacham has left for San Diego, so look for Devery Henderson to take on a bigger role this year. The offensive line returns 4 starters, including Pro Bowl left tackle Jermon Bouchard and first-team All-Pro right guard Jahari Evans. Right tackle Charles Brown made just 5 starts last year due to injury, but Zach Street filled in for the other 11 starts and played admirably. These two will battle it out for starting duties. Center Brian De La Puente is back, and the Saints have signed left guard Ben Grubbs from Baltimore, who will start right away. Former defensive coordinator Greg Williams has been suspended for the season after leading the bounty program. The Saints have hired the proven Steve Spagnuolo, who coached the St. Louis Rams last year, to take his place. Spagnuolo inherits a defense that gave up 21.2 points and 368 total yards per game in 2011. After registering just 33 sacks as a team last year, the Saints really need to find more of a pass rush up front. Defensive end Cameron Jordan did not have the impact they were hoping for as a rookie in 2011. Defensive tackle Cedric Ellis didn't do much either, but both he and Jordan are expected to start. Defensive end Will Smith will be suspended for the first 4 games of 2012, but he's a good one. New Orleans signed defensive tackle Broderick Bunkley from Denver, and he'll be a starter. The biggest upgrades the Saints made this offseason are clearly at linebacker. Middle linebacker Jonathan Vilma is the heart and soul of the defense, but he'll be suspended for the entire season due to the bounty scandal. That's why the Saints went out and added middle linebacker Curtis Lofton from Atlanta. They also signed strong side linebacker David Hawthorne from Seattle and weak side linebacker Chris Chamberlain from St. Louis. All 3 are expected to start, making this an improved unit despite the loss of Vilma. The secondary may be the biggest weakness with the loss of corner Tracy Porter. He was the hero in the Super Bowl victory a few years back, but has decided to leave for Denver. Corner Jabari Greer is coming off a solid year, and he'll be joined by third-year corner Patrick Robinson. There is almost no depth behind these two, as the Saints are hoping that second-year corner Johnny Patrick can fill the nickel role. Strong safety Roman Harper and free safety Malcolm Jenkins resume their starting roles, but each has shown to be a liability against the pass. Now for my NFC South prediction, I have New Orleans picked to finish 3rd in the division with an 8-8 overall record. Sean Payton is arguably the best play caller in the NFL these days, and not having him for the entire season is really going to hurt. New Orleans is using these suspensions as motivation, but it will simply be hard to overcome the hand it has been dealt. The Saints have drawn a brutal schedule as they have to play at Green Bay and versus San Francisco, which were 2 other division winners in the NFC. Plus, the NFC South has gotten stronger with Carolina and Tampa Bay improved. And Atlanta isn't going anywhere. all call for a .500 record and a third-place finish in the division in 2012.